Yeah, catch the moon, catch the stars. You know, up on top of the mountains there in Colorado, you would probably have more moisture content and more clouds. Here, you're above the humidity. You don't get any twinkle in the stars. It's just clear, flat night. That's why those telescopes are up there. They get over 300 clear nights per year. Might be a little bumpy here, guys. We're going to get a bit of a wind line off the mountain. The other way to do it is to find a Sprinter van tour, and they'll take you up. They're going to supply you with a dinner up at the visitor center. They're going to give you a parka because it's 40 degrees difference from the shoreline to the summit. And then when they come back down, they bring out these computer-guided telescopes, and they show you the planets, the stars, and the galaxies. I did that version with my father last February, and we were both just blown away by it. Yeah.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
And you get the one-on-one kind of constellation guide with them. It's great. And there was even a comet that we had that was available to see with those telescopes that I would have never seen. All right, guys, so can't see it too well right now, but we're crossing over Saddle Road, and we're going to start making our way up the most recent lava flow off of Mauna Loa. So I'll let you know when we kind of start to come to it, but in October, there was a cluster earthquakes up at the summit, and then a short while after that, a cluster earthquakes down in the belly of Mauna Loa. And that's when the USGS said Mauna Loa is definitely going to erupt. And sure enough, it did. Just after Thanksgiving 2022. So the summit opened up for a little bit, and then the weak point in the ridgeline up here, Fischer number 3, opened up. And it didn't stop pouring out for until the end of 2 weeks. So it was all orange hot, one big orange river. When it's orange and it's moving like that, it's over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It does cool rapidly, though, to the black lava. If it's black and it's still moving, it's still over 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so you see this kind of access road off to the right? Follow it to the left, you're going to see it gets overtaken. And that's the Fischer number 3's lava flow. That's the most recent lava flow. Looking up at the ridgeline, you see all the different colored lava flows. Black is typically the newest. And then it'll go onto a red. There's a high iron content in lava, so it rusts out. Onto a brown, then onto a gray with more age. But yeah, just where the road is right there, overtakes it. That's the most recent.
I wondered what that brown stuff was. Older lava.
So we'll keep on kind of following it up to the Mauna Loa access road here, and we'll see where it gets overtaken again. This little white dot off to your left here, guys, that's the Mars experiment. It's called High Seas. NASA is up here trying to figure out what it's going to be like to live on Mars. 6 to 8 people living in that biodome for 6 months to a year at a time. Very much a psychological experiment as it is a physical experiment. They do not let anybody go near that dome when there are people in it. To the point they call us up, say, hey, there's no real helicopters on Mars. No, give us some space. It was closed all the way up until about, I think, 2 weeks ago, and now they're going to start doing smaller term projects, 1 to 2 week projects. So if another eruption does happen, they can get out without any problems.
Edmund, can they open those roads back up?
Yeah, you're gonna. I'm gonna take you right up to the access road, and you're gonna see where it gets overtaken to the right by Fischer number 3, and then off to the left by Fischer number 4. And yeah, they'll have the ability. They have the Army Corps engineers already kind of slotted for the work, and they'll just kind of scoop out what they can, blast out what they need, and then just drop a new road on it. But I don't know where in the priority list that really lays, or at like what time they would ever kind of come on and try to tackle that job. But this road that we're about to see leads you up to that big cluster of buildings up there. That's a NOAA meteorological weather station up top, and then it would bring you up to the summit. But it gets overtaken here to the right by Fischer number 3, and then here to the left by Fischer number 4.
Now, are all these holes down to the right just like dropped off, like collapsed in holes from the lava?
Yeah, exactly. So lava cools from the outside in, so you get this shell on the outside, but the river keeps running underneath it, and it needs to burp out somewhere.
So there's tunnels underneath going through.
Oh, heck yeah. Yep. So we're going to fly up here to the 1984 Fischer. That's that kind of jagged fissure up on the ridge line. That was the last time that Mauna Loa erupted prior to Thanksgiving, so about a 38-year difference. But prior to 1984, this ridge line opened up almost every 6 to 8 years. So as we come up here, just look up the ridge, you're going to see more fissures. And as we look down, you're going to see more fissures as well. This is the active ridge of Mauna Loa. But this 1984 fissure opened up, and it did not stop pouring for 2 months. Lava continued down this ridgeline towards Hilo, and it finally stopped within 4 miles of Hilo proper. A lot of people were afraid Hilo was just going to get wiped out. So just that black fissure right here is that 1984 fissure. Right, coming around for the left side. So coming around, you're going to have a really good view of Mauna Kea as well. And in the background, that is Haleakala of Maui, above the clouds. Alright guys, we're up at about 10,000 feet right now, and we're going to start descending for the big smoking hole in the ground over there. That's Kilauea. Just make sure you're managing that pressure in your ears. So looking out, guys, we can see the eastern shoreline. If you follow that to the right, it brings you down to South Point. That's the southernmost point in the United States. Great cliff diving, great fishing, and that's where the green sand beach is. That olivine deposit, the green mineral, that gets washed back up on shore. If you were to go about 60 miles to the east of South Point, so out into the ocean, and then about 19,000 feet down to the seafloor, you'd find the Pacific hotspot. That's a magma chamber that breaks through Earth's crust. And when it does, we call it lava. So you get these underwater volcanoes that build up to an island that you see now. So the big island here is the newest island on the Hawaii Emperor chain that leads all the way up to Russia at this point. What's happening is these islands are moving as the Pacific plate shifts over the Pacific hotspot at a rate of about 4 inches per year. The islands continue to move and they cut themselves off from the hotspot just to be replaced by a new island over the course of millions of years. So the Pacific hotspot has been churning out islands for over 85 million years.
No make noise laugh.
Right, guys, ahead of us now, Kilauea. Considered the most active volcano in the United States. In May of 2018, that caldera was as full as it could be before the weight of all the lava rock became too much for the caldera. It all drained out underneath the ground, all the way out to the northeast point of the island to Leilani Estates, destroying over 800 homes. But as of September 2021, the caldera started to fill back up again. And this lava has risen over 450 feet since that time. Most recently, it has filled up 100 feet about a month and a half ago. There were those orange lava springs.
So did it pop out the side of the hill and take out those 800 homes before it hit the ocean, or was it hitting the ocean and coming back in?
So the caldera itself remains, so this will flash orange for like months sometimes, but nothing ever really comes out of the caldera itself. The weak point in the ground is the northeast rift, and we're going to fly that in a little bit. We'll see the different pu'us and the craters along the way. Leilani Estates is all the way, it's like 30 miles, like 35 miles in that direction. So that lava went underneath the ground all the way 35 miles to Leilani Estates, and it found a weak point in the ground, and it all just exited right out of a fissure. Just like the 84 fissure that we just saw, there's another fissure at the end there.
Wild.
Yeah, Leilani Estates, they said it was like a subway was running underneath the ground for like a week or so before it actually finally came out. So put this in your mind as well, guys. This started the size of a football field. With every new inflation and deflation, it takes more and more ground with it. And we got it on our left side here for now, but I'll be bringing it around for the right as well. The caldera itself is known to the Hawaiians as Hale Mau Mau. That's the residence of Pele, the goddess of fire and lava. Right, guys, coming around to the right.